Hello, everybody. So, I've got an update for everybody on my invention or my discovery because practically everything nowadays could be either an invention or discovery the way that you think of it. This might be the first time that people have ever found out about practically every single thing that we're seeing, or maybe it's the first time it's all being rediscovered. So, for example, the way this works is nothing that I originally discovered. This is Newton's law. This is transduction. So what's happening is we have a constant stream of radio frequency hitting us. Whether you hear V2K or any variation of that or not, I theorize this is happening to every single person. Now, not only for tracking purposes that happening, but also for cognitive surveillance and then intervention as necessary. So it really is my opinion. If you have a different opinion, that's great. If you want to talk about your opinion, this is an open and free place to talk about that, where I encourage everybody to be respectful of each other. And you're allowed to have different opinions, okay? That's not a freaking problem. That means your brain's working if you have your own version of opinions of things. So right now, what I'm showing you is literally a single auxiliary cord. And now, while trying to figure out why the hell this works as well as it does, I looked up a lot of information about everything from that phenomenon to this cord and the wiring. So depending on if your auxiliary cord is going to have one stripe or three stripes here, this means, generally speaking, that it has a microphone and positive and negative. So if we use any type of auxiliary cord, if you hear that sound in the background, that's the auxiliary, that is the amplifier, guitar amplifier. And what's happening right now is we're picking up that stream of not only transcranial stimulation, but also voice-to-skull technology that I've been hit with for over 10 years straight. Now, thank God, thank goodness, thank everything in between that I'm still here to tell my story. But why the fuck would anybody ever lie about this, okay? Now, if you think about that mental health disorder called schizophrenia, now I was blessed enough to have a psychologist in my family. My grandmother had had a doctorate in psychology, so there's psychology books all over the place. That was one of the classes. I took a few classes of psychology when I was going to community college. And these mental health disorders are fucking rare, bro. Like, extremely rare. And not only are they extremely rare, they show signs of having these mental health disorders the entirety of their life. It doesn't just turn on one day and turn off the next. So now let's talk about this. This is Detour for Electrons. And I found that it works better for whatever reason with a spoon on top of it. So now I've got this auxiliary cord touching in two spots or just in one spot. It still works. Just on the very tip of the cord. And now this is a exposed copper wire. You can get a couple feet of this for next to nothing at a hardware store. Or use any wire that you have available that's bare wire. Now, if you listen to what's about to occur here, right when I make contact with this closed circuit, you start to hear that activity that's hitting my outmost layer of skin. And now I'm getting relief from this activity. And with more of the cord touching, excuse me for the lighting right now, then we're getting a better result. And when this comes in louder, that means you're getting better reception, generally speaking, and then I recommend to try to control that volume. So when this happens, you generally speaking have no control over these volume controls on a speaker like this. So with my hand on it now, so that's the exact tempo that I'm communicated to and have been for 10 plus years. Now my heart rate's changed, my breathing rate has changed, and I feel relief, I feel mental clarity. I feel like it's easier to form a sentence, think about my next sentence, think about my tone that I'd like. Everything else, you know, like your depth of thought. It's like if your brain was a 4-story building, and when you have this targeting happening, you can only go on one floor of it. I'm used to being able to access layers of my mind and being able to think ahead, analyze things. And when you have this type of transcranial stimulation, it fucks up all types of stuff. And I assure you, what I'm doing right now is working. While it seems kind of ridiculous, let's be honest. A single auxiliary cord. But think about it. It's sensitive audio equipment listening for ones and zeros. Now, what the hell does QAM modulation have to do with all this? Those ones and zeros, that super sensitive change in electronic pulses is exactly what transcranial stimulation and voice-to-skull technology is. And why is it so discrete? Because this is exactly how it gets to us. You don't hear it at first, and then it comes in like that. And what happens when we hear it? Well, it sounds like perfect speech. And that's part of the fucking phenomenon. Is like, I'm over here trying to demodulate something that very well may just be coming in like this, and then our body does the rest of it. So again, let me show you what we're doing over here. This is the same exact variation of Detour for Electrons with a different auxiliary cord, and you see it's still working. Oh, and this is a different guitar amplifier. I was using an orange mini guitar amplifier. The thing about that model guitar amplifier is they do not work for very long. They kind of suck because they break early. And they use a 9-volt battery, so that sucks. Both of those things suck. So generally with a bigger speaker, it's difficult as fuck to control how loud it gets, because when this signal comes in, none of these controls work on this. So I assure you this is working. Is it perfect? No, but it absolutely is showing beyond reasonable doubt that we have an electronic phenomenon hitting us that's causing this sonic phenomenon. And there are papers and papers and papers showing that that's a thing. And who can do it besides the DoD? Besides contractors? Besides the government? Absolutely fucking no one, buddy. Absolutely fucking no one. So that's who it is. And those are the same people that are essentially creating a blockade in the legal setting, making it to the point where we can't get this to go any further. So we need to get creative here. Now I'm going to put this back to the speaker while you know what I'm doing with my hand here, and I want you to listen to these variations of pulses. Might not seem like much, but it is, because it's not only providing relief, but it's also showing a change in charge. Now, why is that change in charge there? Well, the only logical reason is because I have that charge hitting my skin. Now, for whatever reason, my thought process is better, my breathing's better, everything feels better while in contact with the circuit. Now, this is easily replicatable. In that short that I have posted, you see the same thing. Spend a little bit of time with this. It really is that simple. And it can be improved upon. So instead of trying to sell somebody something, I want everybody to work together to end this bullshit.